And welcome back to Top Entrepreneur. You know, one of the benefits of hosting a show is you get a bunch of free samples. And just so you don't think I have been favoring the frog, bring on the dogs. So, this is a segment of our show when our panel of experts gets to give expert advice to our contestants. Stephen, who's the banker who gave marketing advice last time. Of course, previously we had the lawyer giving legal advice to marketing people. So, Steve,
it's all related.
Here we go.
Brian, let's start with you. SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I suggest that you probably have done a little bit of that, but I would concentrate on that because you're probably going to see that a lot of threats could become opportunities for you. And those are the fun times when you can take advantage of threats. Anna, I heard you mention that you want to buy a building.
No, not buy, lease.
Lease a building. But you may want to consider purchasing, and there's a program available to people like you called SBA 504, where you only have to put 10% down. You could go in a downtown area that has a lot of retail traffic, and you might be able to pick up a couple of tenants that'll help you pay for your mortgage payment. So consider that, and I'm sure banks in your area would gladly look at financing you. So.
Great. It's great. Good stuff, both of you. I love what you're doing. I think from a marketing standpoint, you're both moving in the right direction. Your husband's very talented if he's doing all that beautiful artwork for you. And I would really like to suggest a couple of ideas that I had. One is house parties. House parties is a way that a lot of folks are really reaching the masses right now. I think especially with everyone collecting their favorite photos and having so many photos sitting around the house they don't know what to do with, imagine building some kind of a base and a marketing base for yourself with a house party program. I think that might be a good way to go. The G Clays are so popular now in art galleries that I think that you might want to look at art galleries. I know just in our area, in the Worcester area, there's some lovely art galleries around. You could start getting your artwork out as pieces of art to show them in art galleries with opportunities to promote them that way. Another idea would be some kind of a cross-reference or cross-marketing with framing companies or framing stores, because I think you want to send a product that has some kind of a framed, finished look to it. Right. Brian, I love what you're doing. I think that you've got a great commercial angle and you've also got a great humanitarian angle, and I think that you need to build on that. I think that the idea of cross-marketing with different companies and organizations is fabulous. I think if you can get the public more behind you, you could start an outcry across the country that demands little critter skimmers in everybody's pools and all over the place, because none of us want to see these little folks go down the tubes, or go down the pools, as they say.
Down the drain.
Down the drain, there you go. And I think that that's a great direction for you to go in. I'd like to see you do some more marketing out there, and I think the trade show idea is great. I think you should think about crossing over to other kinds of trade shows, not just the industry trade shows, but out there into other kinds of trade shows, which might give you exposure in that direction. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree with that, Fern. On the legal side, you've both done a great job of protecting yourselves from the liabilities of the business by forming LLCs. So you both get check marks there. I'm presuming you both have great insurance coverage as well. Anna, you better, because that was your background. So if you didn't do that right, we got to talk. Anna, just following up on what we talked about earlier on the trademark issue, because there is a business out there, this Digipix business, that could be confused with yours, keep pursuing that trademarking as diligently as you can, and hopefully you won't have some trouble there, but I could see that becoming an issue. There's a lot of factors there, but that's something we got to watch out for. Brian, for you, I was interested to hear Steve's question about where you've filed patents on this. Right. There's a whole world out there of pools, and you've chosen, obviously intentionally, mainly because of costs, I presume, where to do it, but you've left a whole part of the world untouched because you haven't protected the product in those countries. And today, anyone could start manufacturing that product in those countries, and you could lose a huge amount of worldwide sales. So that's going to be a constant concern of yours about how and what countries you go into and when, so that you can try to lock up the markets in those countries where all those pools are. So,
Jeff, let me ask you a question because it's come to mind here. Both of these contestants have husband-wife businesses.
Right.
How much of an issue is that today with high divorce rates and other issues where you're dealing with that?
Obviously, we don't like to think about those types of scenarios, but they do happen. And for both of you, to the extent that you're both co-owners of the business, you really need to think about, in the good times, having a very good agreement, whether it's a shareholder agreement or, in your cases, operating agreements that set out the rights of the owners, which is you and your spouses, in the event that suddenly things go in the wrong direction. Because if you have a 50-50 deadlock and can't make decisions and you don't have any agreement saying how you're going to resolve issues and who's going to take the business and can you buy one, then one buy the other out, et cetera, you could have some real problems. So,
thank you very much, experts. When we come back, our panel of experts will have put their heads together and come up with today's top entrepreneur right after these messages.